Hello, welcome. Today we are going to be discussing on the concept there of love, the topic of love, And in this video, we are going to be discussing on the kinds of love we have and also the test of true love. That is the true love test, how to know when someone truly loves you, how to detect if someone truly loves you. Make sure you watch this video to the end, because if you don't watch to the end, you will not know how to discover those that truly loves you. You might be this kind of person that somebody's coming around you, so many people are around you, telling you they love you, and you don't know how you can discover if truly they actually love you. Watch this video to the end and you will know if that love they profess is real or it is fake. Let's go. Decided to talk on this topic of love because considering the season we are, the season of love, and what have you, and as is of no doubt that many people are now misinterpreting the concept of love, what love actually is, and many people are now interpreting this word love in a way to suit them. So in today's segment, we are going to be talking about what love truly is. What kind of love are we supposed to have for our brother? What kind of love is the best form of love to have for everybody around us? Now, that being said, starting with love as a word, what is love actually? Love simply means care, can mean affection, it can mean so many things. Now, but majorly there are three major kinds of love we have. Now, what are the major three kinds of love we have? Now, categorically, we have three of them. Now, the first one is what I name the yellow flame love. Now, what is this yellow flame love? Now, yellow flame love is what people generally, or what people know as what? Eros, the Eros. Now, the Eros kind of love is that love that is, comes like, when you're lighting your stove or your lighter, whatever, that yellow flame that is in that whatever, your fire, your gas cooker, as the case may be, the fire, the intensity of that fire is not compared to that of the blue and the white flames. Yellow flame can fade away. Now, talking about the yellow flame, which is the Eros, Eros is a kind of love that is motivated by lust. You understand? This kind of love that that attracts a man to a woman or a woman to a man just mainly for sexual purposes. That is Eros. When you see a woman, or when you see a man as a woman, when you see a man as a woman, or when you see a woman as a man, you get aroused and you want to do everything to make sure you have that person, you lay that person. You understand? This occurred in the Word of God in 2 Samuel chapter 13 from verse 1 to 18. You see the story of what? Ammon and Tamar. These are they are relatives. Ammon is a relative, is a brother to Tamar. But because of this love called Eros, he was not able to control himself. He had love for the sister and he raped her. And at the end of the day, when you read from that from verse 16 down, of 15 rather, you see that Ammon later hated the sister after having carnal knowledge of her. That's the disadvantage of of this yellow flame love, which is Eros, because once the person gets what he or she wants, that's it. And once that person gets the heart desire, the love vanishes. That is why we call it the yellow flame love. Now, the other one is the blue flame love. That is what we call the filial. Now, the blue flame love is the love that is mutual in nature. Now, this kind of love does not really entails maybe having sexual relationship or whatever. Now, but It's just a normal kind of love between a brother and a sister, just mutually, they love themselves. They don't want anything to happen to each other. You easily find such kinds of love between a blood brother and a blood sister. You understand? Or you find this kind of love between two good friends that understands themselves. We call it the blue flame of love. This one is also good, but there is also another kind of love that is better and is the purest form of love, and that is called the agape. That is the third kind of love rather. Now, the agape love, is the purest form of love, and you find this love, a very good example, you understand, that explain about this love called agape when you go to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13 from 1 to 8. It explains about what this real love is, the purest form of love, which is agape is. If you go there, it says so many things about love, that agape love, there is no envy, there is no, is patient, and as the case may be. You understand? Now, the big question here is this: how do you know that someone truly loves you? Now, this is not basically maybe for people that are married, or maybe you're looking for a spouse. This one is now generally. How do you know that people around you actually love you? How do you dictate that what people say, or when people say they love you, how do you design it, or how do you know truly that what they are saying is from their heart, or they mean what they are saying? Now, these are some of the things that you need to look out for when you want to discover if someone truly loves you. Now, what is that thing? Now, we have what we call the test of true love. Now, talking about the test of true love, how do you know that someone truly loves you, or someone who claims to love you? How do you prove that this person truly loves you? How do you know? Now, the first one is what we call the giving test. Now, the thing there is, anyone who loves a person must be ready to sacrifice one thing or the other to make sure that that person is happy. Now, anyone who says he loves you, he loves me, and for instance, if you say you love me and you are not ready to sacrifice something for me, that means you don't love me. It's just a very, very good truth. Anybody that says he loves you and cannot give you anything, he cannot sacrifice anything for you, he cannot give you anything, nothing can come out from that person's hand to you, that person does not love you. It's a very simple fact. Even the word of God said that for God so loved the world that he himself, God, gave his only begotten son, his only son, to come and save humanity, to come and save mankind. Why? Because of the love he has for what? For mankind. So love is what? Sacrificial. Now, the second test to know if someone truly loves you is what we call the forgiveness test. Now, what is forgiveness test? If someone truly loves you, then that person should be ready to tolerate you. Why would a person be ready to tolerate you? Because every human being is bound to make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. So anyone who loves you and truly says he or she loves you should be able to tolerate you even in your weaknesses. That shows the person loves you. You understand? Because when you read the word of God in 1 Corinthians, that same 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and when you check verse 4, he said that love is patient. So anyone who is not patient, definitely person does not love you. So anyone who cannot be patient with you, does not tolerate you, does not love you. Now, the third one is what we call the admiration test. That is to admire. Now, the truth is, if somebody says he or she loves you, the person should be proud of you. You can't tell me you love me and where you are talking with your friends, or maybe when you're talking with your subordinate, or what as the case may be, you are not proud of the person you said you love. You cannot say it, for instance, that I love this my friend, and when you are with other friends you start castigating the person. That means you don't love the person. You understand? You can't say you love your father or you can't say you love your mother, and when you are talking about that same person you say you love, you are always talking bad about people and you claim you love them. You don't love them. And anyone who says he loves you or she loves you and is saying bad things or not saying good things about you, the person does not actually love you, because love entails what? Watching each other's what? Back. Now the other test is what we call the what? The crisis and the fire test. Now, what does it mean? What do you mean by the crisis and the fire test? The truth is that in every relationship, whether marital relationship or any relationship as the case may be, there must be times where there will be misunderstanding. And if there is misunderstanding, it is love that will help the both parties to do what? After the misunderstanding, they will still come back together and what? Still reach an agreement and continue their life, continue the relationship. But if there is no love, definitely that crisis or that misunderstanding that comes in between them will separate them. And when that happens, there is no true love there. So that is it. And now there is another one we call the what? The nakedness test. Now this nakedness test is when someone knows your weakness, someone knows that this is where this person is getting it wrong, and at the end of the day the person still stick and stand with you despite knowing your weakness, but not despising you because of your weakness, but rather standing by you, encouraging you to get over your weakness. That is true love. So anyone that discovers your weakness and runs away from you, that person does not love you. Or anyone that knows your weakness and uses your weakness against you does not love you. That is just the truth about the matter. So check all these things. Check the giving test, the forgiveness test, the admiration test, that is being proud of you, and check the crisis and the fire test. Check the what? The nakedness test. If anyone around you is lacking in any of these, definitely that person does not love you, so you need to run for your life. So as we are preparing for Valentine's celebration, love is in the air, many people are preparing one thing or the other. As we prepare for the celebration of love, which also doubles as the Ash Wednesday, let us learn how to have the right kind of love. What is the right kind of love? The agape kind of love. And how do you have this agape kind of love? The kind of love that we're supposed to have in this Valentine season is not the eros kind of love, because that is what many people are now interpreting the Valentine season as. But the kind of love that we are expected to have for each other this season is the agape. And for you to know more about the agape love, you can, in your leisure time, read 1 Corinthians 13, 1-8. There you will see what agape love entails, what it means to have agape love. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day and remain blessed.